The general election started last night. Trump versus Biden. But one woman is standing in the way, Nikki Haley. So the revenge tour will be making a slight detour through South Carolina.
Who the hell was the imposter that went up on the stage before and, claimed a victory? She did very poorly, actually. She had to win. The governor said, she's going to win, she's going to win, she's going to win. But I don't get too angry, I get even. The only person...
Is this a Nikki Haley movement or a mirage? She landed in third place in a caucus with a few thousand votes and won just a quarter of Republican votes in a small and moderate New England state where she outspent Trump 2-1. Primetime's curious about Nikki's army.
Why did you vote for Nikki Haley?
It's a vote against Trump. I think it would be better to have her against Biden.
Do you consider yourself generally independent, Republican, or Democrat?
Democrat.
If it was Nikki Haley against Joe Biden in a general election, who are you voting for?
Joe Biden.
Who did you vote for and why?
Yeah, so thank you. I voted for Nikki Haley, and it was certainly a strategic vote. While I wouldn't vote for her in a general election, a vote for Nikki Haley helps diminish Trump's influence.
Is Nikki Mirage a little sabotage? Because how much of the Haley vote is a vessel for Democrats, and how much of the Haley vote is a vessel for never-Trump Republicans? I'm sure Nikki has a small faction of earnest Republicans. We don't doubt that. But we won't know the truth for a month. In between New Hampshire and South Carolina, Nikki and Trump will be getting their licks in at each other while Biden hides and expands his war chest. So that means it's going to be a messy month for Trump and Republicans. What's the Nikki strategy? Well, the theory is that East Coast kingmakers, or queenmakers rather, with deep pockets, will be financing Nikki through Super Tuesday so she can collect enough delegates to leverage herself onto the ticket. Now, the bankrollers will be using blunt force trauma to the head to create Republican Party unity and tee up Nikki for VP and then POTUS in 28. This is a long shot for a lot of reasons. We get it. We don't need to get into all of it, but it's all moot if Trump can blow Nikki out so spectacularly in the Palmetto State that donors get alligator arms. Nikki loses her juice, and then she limps into the convention as an insurance policy in case Trump's court cases throw us a curveball. So here's Trump's task: unite the party, like he did in 2020, when 94% of Republicans turned out. Biden did the same thing. 95% of Democrats turned out then. But a quarter of the country are independents. Now, last time, both Biden and Trump came to that election with equal bases. But Biden won independents by 13 points, and that was the difference. So Trump now has to unite his party with charm, little muscle, and an air of inevitability, and then rally the independents. Well, how does he do that? Policy. Trump dominates Biden on every major policy issue: economy, immigration, crime, foreign policy. So if Trump stays calm and stays on message, he wins. Because Democrats won't be talking about policy this election. It'll be racism, personality, and dictatorship.
I think that we're naive to think that he's tricking people into picking him and then surprise, he's going to act like a dictator. What he's offering is strongman leadership, the end of politics, the end of elections, the end or the sidelining or domesticating, as Ruth Ben-Ghiat says, of the judiciary and the Congress. He'll be the man in charge and he'll get it done. And that's what he's selling. And that's what they are very eager to buy.
So Democrats have to save democracy by slaying the dictator. Well, how are they going to do that? Apparently by not campaigning for president.
If I were Biden, I would stay hidden, and I'll tell you why. He doesn't inspire confidence, and he's not a great messenger for himself. There's something wrong with this campaign where we're somehow expecting Joe Biden, who frankly hid during the last campaign, to come out now and be Flash Gordon and save his own campaign.
So not only do they not want Joe Biden on the campaign trail, they don't want him on the debate stage.
Are they going to be hiding in trenches? I mean, are they going to be? Are they going to be on the campaign? What is the campaign going to look like? Yeah. Are there going to be debates?
It is going to be.
Well, I think that's an open question.
Biden's going to let prosecutors and the press wage the campaign against Trump. Don't you see? Saving democracy from dictatorship requires hiding the president from the public, arresting Republicans and canceling debates. See, it's just an excuse because we are looking at the weakest president since Carter. Last night we learned 10% of Democrats will not vote for him under any circumstances. 40% of Democrats say he's too old for a second term. And a majority of Americans think he's mentally deficient. But we're stuck with the oldest and most unpopular president in American history because he let Obama pick his DEI vice president. So he can't pass the torch. He has to run again. By running again, I mean not running again. So, will independent voters choose Trump, the man who won't campaign or debate Trump, or another candidate?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.